Our speaker will make sure of addressing most of the queries. By any chance, if the speaker specifies any particular participant to unmute and speak, make sure to introduce yourself. Please do not click on present now and end call icon. Thank you. We shall begin with the webinar in few moments. Good evening, everyone. I am Miss Rima Quadras, and I welcome you all again on behalf of the principal, Dr. Shrikant Sawan, CEO Dr. Mala Kharkar, and the management. Welcome to the Faculty Development Program on Yoga and Well-being. Today is the fourth day of the FDP session. Yesterday, Medha Madam helped us in understanding how each mental health disorder has its own set of emotional and behavioral symptoms through various case studies. Learning about the mental health disorder that are most common among students is a good first step, as we can educate students on the symptoms of mental health issues, provide a safe environment, encourage good health, and help students access mental health resources. Like we discussed yesterday, that the pandemic has created a lot of tension and stress among students, and we as teachers can help students realize their self worth is not just based on grades, that mental well being is just as important as their academic performance. Hence, in today's session, Medha ma'am will explain us the importance of positive psychology and emotional well being. Thank you. Over to you, Medha ma'am.
Thank you, Rima ma'am. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
so today is our last session of mental health segment. So last 2 days we were discussing much of theory part regarding psychology. Today I'm trying to make it more practical and how to use with your student. So I start with my presentation. Just give me a minute. Hello Rima ma'am. Are you seeing my presentation?
Yes, ma'am, I can see the presentation.
Okay, so I start with my today's presentation or information.
Yes.
See, the picture itself is a very self-explanatory. Happiness is a state of mind. The student who got first is sad, showing sad expression, and student who got the third number is enjoying his success. So our theory of perspective, that is REPT's B part, how you see the situation is very well explained in this chart. Today we are going to see how to form our rational perspective so we can be more happy in whatever and whichever situation are. Currently we can take situation of corona pandemic. We can see how many patients are there where we are staying. So if there are more patients, then we have to press the panic button. If that is not, in that case, we have to keep ourselves safe in our home. So how you are analyzing the situation, that is important. See, social media, and that is one term called social engineering. How you get information, it forms your opinion. So yesterday, as we discussed, a lot of information is making us confused and anxiety prone. So how much information here it is our role how much information we provide to our brain so our happiness state can be maintained or can be stabilized. That is the first requirement. See, now how are you feeling today? There are 9 general options how you are feeling right now. Some may be focused, ki, today what information we are getting. Some may be confused. क्यों पका रहे हैं हमें क्या इस information? I am just trying to predict the self talk of. I am not saying कि this is your self talk. I am just giving you example of the self talk. जो person confused है उसका self talk क्या हो सकता है? Then so the person who is confused will say पता नहीं, uncertainty, and confusion and uncertainty obviously is the biggest hurdle in your emotional happiness or calmness. Well said, angry. You know that how anger destroy and how if you add D to it, then anger is a very danger thing to it dangerous thing to it. So silly. It is silly in this sense of key not taking a proper judgment of a situation. Denial state, technically we can call it as a denial state. Happiness, scared, fear, again anxiety, feeling of sad. So whenever you are in any situation, or if your student are angry, there is some dispute in his home and he is at college, he is not able to concentrate on your task, whatever the task you are. See, keeping ourselves focus all the time is really difficult task for all of us. Here we have to work very hard to keep ourselves focused so we can be more in that task and we can enjoy the situation where whatever the things students are learning, they should enjoy that task. Otherwise that will be punishment for them. So see, if students are confused, angry, then you have to give them some time to settle in the class. See, after emotional well-being session, I will suggest before any lecture, any topic, whatever you are teaching, you can have a small session, rapport building session for 5 to 10 minutes. Generally, I will suggest that for the first lecture of the college. So students will get settled down and they should have full concentration on whatever topics you are teaching, because generally in college lectures are of 50 minutes or 45 minutes. Our attention span is only for 25 minutes to 30 minutes more, not more than that. Then it is really difficult for you as a teacher to keep their attention span for 1 year to teach. So emotional well-being to keep them, you have to just create some activity and go accordingly. Okay. Emotional well-being definition wise, today is not too much of a theory, only this much of definition. Emotional well-being refers to emotional quality and individual experience. Emotional well-being is influenced by variety of demographic, economic, and situational factors. Yesterday we have discussed all these things, so I'm not going to repeat it. For example, onset of COVID, whole of the world, emotional well-being is lowered by 74%. That is not we are stressful. 75% of world is stressful because of corona and economic crisis, thereby falling because of lockdown and all medical facilities. So what is basically emotional well-being by definition? See, in your chart, I'm not going to read it. See, you can read it. All the parameters what they have specified are the positive things. huh? Lack of depression. See, those things which are in the negative, here that affects your emotional well-being. But when we are in a happy mood, सब अच्छा चल रहा है, तो बुरी चीजें भी हमें अच्छी लगने लगती हैं. In that case, when our mood is very sad, then अच्छी चीजें भी बुरी लगती है. So again, it depends on how we analyze the situation. If our self-esteem is good, our confidence is good, situation is very supportive to us, you have a very good network support system at your home, at your office place, then कुछ गलत भी हो जाए थोड़ा बहुत, तो you don't mind it. We say that it's okay. There are in 100%, 10% thing goes negatively. So we are ready to accept the negativity when we are in a happy mood or our emotional well-being is very good. But when we are in a stress, then it is really difficult for us to concentrate on good things in life. See, what affects your emotional well-being? The first come is emotional state. We can take example. If you are feeling sad, in that case, keeping yourself emotionally confident and high is difficult. If there is difficulty at your professional level, you are facing a lot of corporate politics or anything, in that case, keeping ourselves is very difficult. High is very difficult. If physically you are not fit, in that case, your emotional well-being get affected. uh, Day before yesterday, someone was asking question regarding faith, whether faith help us. So spirituality and faith, if you don't have faith in anything, not on yourself also, then it is a high chance you will end up with the confusion, what to do, what to not to do. taking decision is really difficult when you are very uh, not of faith on anything. So intellectual capacity depends on how you see the position. Environment. Currently, we can say that our environment is not supportive. That is why our emotional well-being is getting affected. Another is social situation. व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे सोशल मीडिया पे जो भी चल रहा है या अभी वी आर ऑल्सो अफेक्टेड बिकॉज एज अ इंडियन कल्चर वी आर वेरी सोशल. Our whole structure is based on social nature, groups, interacting with groups, and currently we don't have any chance. अपने घर का डोरबेल भी बज नहीं रहा है 2 महीने 3 महीने से. So it is really difficult. See, in a both way, if social groups are not supportive to you, it affects your emotional well-being. If you don't have any social group, so to achieve your emotional well-being, first you have to identify from this parameter, this first chart key, where it is going wrong. First you have to identify, and then you can work upon it for hearing how achieving the balance of your emotional well-being. The next chart is showing again, it is same as the first. I have just entered it in a different form. So here, once you, here comes the ABCD model of IBT. First you have to identify the cause of it, and then you have to make yourself the factors beyond, list of factors beyond control, factor within control, and start working on the factor within control. I can give you environmental corona. We can take example of corona. Factor within control is the only thing we can keep safe ourselves at our home. So we have to do that. जो फैक्टर्स बियॉन्ड कंट्रोल है वो क्यों नहीं हो रहे हैं, वो किसने क्या करना चाहिए. सी पीपल आर वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ डूइंग जजमेंटल. सो इस सब में इफ वी वेस्ट आवर टाइम, then we will be more frustrated, more upset. Then it is really difficult for us to come up and to keep our balance in all stressful situations. So environmental factors come in example here. अभी ये जो इमोशनल, प्रोफेशनल, फिजिकल, इन एनी सिचुएशन यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द बेसिक कहाँ पे गलत जा रहा है, एंड इन दैट केस यू हैव टू सी कि कैसे रेक्टिफाई करना है. Now we are talking about the emotional health of students. So this chart depict typical adolescent emotional health, that is from 18 years to 21. That is the group, the students you are dealing with. So first we will see the factors which affects their emotional health. First is exam stress. Second is social media. Relationship breakups are very common. हर 2-3 बार नया होता है रिलेशन, एंड ब्रेकअप भी बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, जल्दी होते हैं. फैमिली ब्रेकडाउन्स, डेथ इन फैमिली, और ड्रग्स एंड अल्कोहल. See, these are the basic 5 reasons all over world they are seen. It is not the Indian or American culture affects it. These are the basic 5 causes which are affecting emotional health of a student. So, what students should achieve? The first chart what was showing was for the general public. This is for the students. They are here. These are the 4 skills students should have. The first is learning and thinking, growth mindset, study skills, progress in grade. See, rightly Rima ma'am had said grades are not the student. Grades are one of the, academics is one of the skill. But in career, you require a good personality patterns and how to deal with situation. Careers and financial intelligence, that is the first skill student required to have in them. Communication and leadership, better relationship, uh, uh, reduce bullying, skill for online and offline communication, that is required for students to learn. Mental emotional health, here what we are discussing. See, we can't work on self-esteem. You in your college setup, you don't get time to do much work with students. Uh, so, see, the college is of 4 hours or 5 hours. You get one lecture of 50 minutes to 40 minutes. So, there is not much time in your hand to work with students' self esteem and all. But you are so experienced teacher, you can identify students by their body language, the way they sit in the class. कि आज इस बच्चे के साथ कुछ गलत हो रहा है. So you are able to identify that, and you are identifying that, and you are trying to understand that and then you can have chat with his friends and try to find out whether your student required much help or not. See how, if you identify student and if you try to talk with him what should be does and don'ts of the things, the first thing is you have to ask the student what is his thought. See, you can't directly ask the student what is your thought process. Here your communication skills has to be very good, uh, and then in indirect questions are required. See how to respond positively, that we will discuss first, and then we come to this slide. uh, Deal with it, uh, the now, not the past. You should not have asked more questions about the past. आज की घड़ी में क्या चालू है वो पूछना है. You have to have confidence in your students कि what you are concerned about them. Try not to interrupt the person. See, listening skill is the key. घंटों स्टूडेंट्स बात करते हैं, आधा घंटा, पौना घंटा, 1 घंटा. The first and foremost thing, you should have that much time to interact with when you are doing it individually, and you should have a patience to listen all things what students are trying to tell you. Speak in calm voice. Don't try to get last words. Acknowledge that you are with him together. uh, Remember our teenage. I will not say, because our teenage and student teenage has changed a lot. It's a North Pole and South Pole. In our teenage, there was no mobile phones, no social media. Whole culture in Indian colleges were different. There were no entrance tests. There was not very much confusion regarding careers. Today's students are very confused, and today's scenario is a bit different from ours. So we have to accept that difference कि ऐसा चलेगा. देखो, avoid problem solving. Any students come to you with any problem, uh, we don't have to give him any direct solution. अगर ऐसा है तो ऐसा करो. You should not. Here you should not. You have to guide him to take decision, but you can't take decision for him. So that is the basic thing. We should not do that. Active listening is the one of the important thing. Make eye contact, stay focused to show that what they are saying is important to us. See, respect to other person who is sharing anything with you is the key. कि पर्सन आपने जो बोला है उसको कितना सुनता है, उसके लिए आपके बॉडी लैंग्वेज से, हाउ यू आर टॉकिंग टू स्टूडेंट, आपका रिस्पेक्ट उसको दिखाई देना चाहिए. दैट इज द की. Summarizing what they have said to show that you have understood in a right way. जिस तरीके से वो बोलने चाहते हैं वही हमें समझा है, ये समराइज करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि there are many gaps in the story. And always when we are talking with students, no, we see one side of coin, one side of a whole story. That is the student's perspective. So we have to respect that student perspective and try to see what things can lead to this type of stress with him. Open-ended questions, not yes and no answers required. So see, here we have to first find out what is going on. Then we have to relate to people in your life, क्या भी चल रहा है उसके इसमें, and look at yourself and your life. But that is not very much connected with us. See, validating their experience and emotions. See, we always have to keep in our communication कि whatever you are saying is good, right? But can this be the option? Can this be the situation? we have to ask them to generate the alternatives for the situation. Even this is most important, even if you don't agree with particular feeling, thought and action, if you show your disagreement, then you lose contact with that students. It's really very important. uh, there is one minion that shows that hardest part of my job is being nice to stupid people. So here comes that कि कितना भी stupid हो, क्या कुछ भी हो, we can't show them. अगर एक भी with your body language, your smile, anything, then students get discouraged to share things with you, because here you can only hear his things, and sharing will help him. That is the basic logic of it. So we are making sure the other feelings or make them seem silly, unimportant, exaggerated. In that case, you will lose contact with the student, or you are not ready to help. It is difficult in that case to help the student. So that is the whole picture of emotional well-being. And what can a positive psychology do for you? See, basically, I will first tell you how positive psychology generated. The American psychologists were always have focus is always being having disorder. So positive psychology invented to have a focus on positive feelings, not to make life happy. Uh, Generally, psychiatry work to make less miserable life, because life of a person who is undergoing psychiatric disorder is very miserable. So the psychiatry works on the objective to make their life less miserable. Here, positive psychology focuses on the positive points in your life and make you happy, good, or fulfill worth. So, how it is going to help you? Better work performance, productivity, stronger immune functioning, more satisfying relation, lower level to burnout, more self-regulation, longer lives, including cardiovascular mortality. See, because stress, too much of a stress lead to cardiovascular problem, and which in turn lead to heart attack, or you are on medicine for hypertension, diabetes, all that type of. So prevent yourself from going in that all cycles. You have to work on positive psychology and focus on the positive side, whatever you are in your hand. So what are the myths, basic myths? It is not same as positive thinking or manifest. It is not a self-help movement. It is a scientific field of study. There is a site positivepsychology.com. You can go through the sites and you will get more inputs in this matter of positive psychology and how to implement it. It is not about denying the negative things in life, but increasing optimism and turn our opportunity. See, positive psychology never denies negative things. They accept the negative things and then they focus what better we can do with all the negative things. The same we can take example of corona. See, we have to accept there is coronavirus going on. We have to accept in lockdown we are at home. So many people are taking it positively, doing new courses. You are busy with your work. So it is very few people are those have no other jobs and no other alternatives. They are going in more depression. If there is when there is economic crisis, these people are going in depression. But most of the people where infrastructure is available, like Mumbai, Pune, we have internet. So we are keeping ourselves busy, trying to modify ourselves. We are learning skills. So we are not denying the negativity, but we are trying to take a better opportunity to learn something more in it. It is not modality for treating psychological disorder. This is the first and foremost thing in positive psychology. The person who is in severe depression, clinical term depression, so you can't give him lecture on positive psychology and then he will be cured. This is not the case. Positive psychology is for the person who is upset and want to live life happily. See, for clinical psychiatric disorders, yesterday what we have taken information, positive psychology is not for them. For them, you have to go for the medication and all that type of things. Positive psychology, where assumption is that the person is absolutely normal with no psychological disorder, but still having some negative feelings, frustrated or not happy. And so here positive psychology helps you. This is the basic model of positive psychology. That is positive emotions in you, engagement in good productive thing, positive relationship, meaning in life is required, and accomplishment for particular task is required. See, if there is a meaning and accomplishment comes under goal setting part, many a time students don't know what to do with their careers. साइंस में गए, जेई दिया, वो जमा नहीं, so they shift to self finance courses, and then they don't know what to do with themselves. Just they come to college and they go home and spend their time in social media or with friends. Goal setting is the most required thing which you can work with your students. What are their goals and what they want to achieve it? If there is a set goal, I will give you guarantee students will not feel frustrated. They will not go in any way any bad ways to work with. See, I am working with students right from first standard to graduate level. I do many career guidance session for students. Aptitude test, I do aptitude test. So पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में अगर बच्चे को इंजीनियर करना है और एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट में इंजीनियरिंग आ गया तो रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट इज 100%. पर if report shows some other field, then parents start giving you explanation. उसने टेस्ट ठीक तरह से दिया ही नहीं होगा, उसको आता है पर वो पढ़ाई नहीं करता है. और पेरेंट्स आर नॉट रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट कि अपने बच्चे के एबिलिटीज क्या है और उसके ऊपर करियर का डिसीजन लेना. सी व्हाई आई एम शेयरिंग दिस विथ यू, बिकॉज इन योर कॉलेज देयर आर वेरी फ्यू स्टूडेंट कि मुझे ये करना है इसलिए आई एम इन दिस कोर्स. बहुत सारे बच्चे 80% ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स कुछ जमा नहीं यहाँ वहां से तो दे आर इन दिस कोर्स, ऐसे ही रहते हैं. 75 to 70% को students are in that category. So it is really difficult for you to teach them. So basically, I don't know, in your college you guide the students for better careers or not, but guiding them for having goal and what they want to achieve in their life is the better way you can help with this student. That is giving meaning and a feeling of accomplishment. See, we can't give positive relations to them. It is the part of their family and that is factor beyond our control. But we can give them goal, meaning and accomplishment. We can give them goal at college level. Ki agar somebody is doing BSc IT, BSc computers, so you can provide him कि आगे जाके वो क्या क्या career options कर रहा है, depends on his personality and his marks. So you try you can do this part. This is a factor beyond our control. Relationship breakup, factor beyond our control. We can't tell students कि इसके साथ friendship करो या उसके साथ नहीं करो. We can't do that, all these things. We can do in academics perspective. So, and having positive emotions regarding studies, that is also required. See, many of the students, though they are intellectually good, disinterest in study affect them a lot. They are just not ready to concentrate. ये सब बकवास है, इसका कुछ मतलब नहीं है, ये पढ़ के क्या होने वाला है टाइप जो एटीट्यूड है, that is really hampering them to learn the task. That is the 3 idiot example. आज कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा. we lost that attitude in whole education system, right from primary to college level. Only professional courses students are focused, that is in medicine, CA, CS, or IIT. IIT also is a big system loss. You all are a teacher, you must be aware. कोटा में जो भी कोचिंग क्लासेस है उनके जो फैंस है वहां पे उन्होंने सेंसर्स लगाए हैं. If any student tries to hang himself with a fan, then rector get alarmed. So they are trying to prevent suicide by having this system. Now, after some days, uh, some days our home fan also get that type of a system, because getting hanged himself or herself to fan is a very easy way for people, it seems. So quota system will come to all houses after some years. It is very sad, it should not happen. People should have the system support, but we have to do the precautions. So what I'm telling you, see, education system में disinterest इसमें is the biggest cause which is hampering emotional health of student. So we, whichever course students are with us, whichever topics you are teaching them, you try to give them the positive picture कि इसमें पढ़ाई करने से how you are going to be benefited with this. So we, positive emotions, in I'm explaining, I'm trying to give you information from the perspective of students. So positive emotions are, the basic thing is develop interest in studies or whatever task they are doing. Engagement, you are, if positive emotions, people, students will engage in your all workshops, participant, whatever this is. Basically engagement in studies is required. जनरल पैटर्न ऑफ स्टूडेंट इज कि एग्जाम के पहले पूरी रात बैठ के रट्टा मार दिया, मार्क्स मिल गए, बात खत्म. हाँ, इंक्रीजिंग नॉलेज इज नॉट द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ स्टूडेंट. एग्जाम तक ही उनका पर्सपेक्टिव सीमित रहता है. सो एंगेजमेंट इन दैट सब्जेक्ट इज रिक्वायर्ड, नॉट फॉर ओनली फॉर द पासिंग और गेटिंग मार्क्स. Positive relationship with students and teachers, that is factor within our control. And meaning and accomplishment is setting goal for our students. So the C side comes, see, 100% पॉजिटिव वेलबींग या इमोशनल वेलबींग का ये स्लाइड है. सेटिस्फैक्शन, सब अच्छा चल रहा है मेरी जिंदगी में टाइप स्लाइड है. ये तो होता नहीं है. सी, यहाँ पे तो ऊपर नीचे हर एक का है, बट दिस इज द वेरी आइडियल स्लाइड ऑफ पॉजिटिव इमोशन. वी शुड हैव दिस टाइप ऑफ लाइफ. Though we don't have money, we should have this type of a life. Because yesterday I was seeing news, and some person in US who was having $60 billion worth has committed suicide from jumping 27th floor of his building. Some big shots from US. So money is not the thing which is giving you all this thing. Your emotional well-being, your positive attitude to the situation is, and your confidence to deal with situation is giving you the pleasant or positive emotions. The classic positive, अगर हमें पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजी का इंटरवेंशन स्टूडेंट के साथ करना है, so what is the focus? What is good in my life? What I am grateful for and what went well? See, कैसे होता है ना जी, when students are disturbed and they don't have anything, तो सब बकवास ही होता है, कोई उनकी सुनता नहीं है. The poor me concept, technically we call them as a poor me concept or self pity zone, and it is not the student, it is a general public. सब कुछ अच्छा होता है, पर भी if they are in a poor me concept, then difficult to accept the negative things and enjoy the good things. So we have to give intervention on basically these three questions. What is good in my life? That is for student. What I am grateful for and what went well. सी मेरे पास जब भी काउंसलिंग के लिए बच्चे आते हैं तो मैं उनको बोलती हूँ, सी तुम्हें दिखाई देता है, योर आईज आर गुड, योर फिजिकल हेल्थ इज गुड, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी ग्रेटफुल थिंग. You should be grateful for God for all these things. You are physically fit and you are not blind. You are not in a situation. You are not deaf and dumb. हमें बोलना आता है तो हमें उसका कुछ मतलब नहीं है. बट यू यू कैन कनेक्ट विद द पेरेंट्स जिनके बच्चों को बोलना नहीं आता है, हाउ मच डिफिकल्टी दे आर फेसिंग. सी दिस आर द वेरी बेसिक थिंग. Having no disease is also a very good thing in your life. Many a time students have juvenile diabetes or some heart conditions. In that case, we we are the normal person, so we don't get importance of how being normal is a most positive thing in our life. We miss that basic thing in our life. So what am I grateful, what good life for me, and what went well. See, there are n number of things कि ये अच्छा होता है, अच्छा होता है, अच्छा होता है, बट वी जस्ट डोंट फोकस ऑन देम. वी फोकस ऑन द निगेटिव. ये नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं हुआ. जैसे फर्स्ट स्लाइड में दिखाया था, बच्चा फर्स्ट आके भी रो रहा है और थर्ड आया हुआ बच्चा इज एंजॉयिंग द सिचुएशन. So here we have to learn, practice the skill of these three good things what are in my life. So how can we achieve positive thing? Be open and find positive meaning, positivity, gratitude, uh, your future, that is goal setting, create high quality connections, kindness, develop direction, dispute negative thinking. Here comes our REBT. जो भी नेगेटिव थिंकिंग है उसके साथ डिस्प्यूट करके वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द REBT. वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द नेगेटिव थिंग्स इन योर लाइफ. उससे भाग जाने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. व्हेन यू फेस इट, मैं बच्चों को हमेशा बोलती हूँ, अगर वो बड़ा मॉन्स्टर बन गया है तो वो मॉन्स्टर को मुट्ठी में बंद करना आपको सीखना है. दैट इज द पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजी इट्स सेइंग. फाइंड नियर बाय नेचर बुक, meditate mindfully and meditate on loving and kindness. See, positive psychologists, one of the research is the great guru Dalai Lama has intervened with this one of positive psychologists, and Dalai Lama suggests them to focus on positive side of mind. So Americans are very good at doing research. So they started research for the person who are doing meditation, practicing meditation for years together. What they have done, they have two groups, experimental group and control group. On experimental group, they have all the participant subjects who were practicing meditation for many years. And in control group, they have taken the normal person. So they induced a mild electric shock to the person, and then they got MRI done while they were giving shock to the persons. And experimental group and control group, when they compare studies, they find it the persons who are meditating for many years have less disturbance with the difficulty they are facing, whereas normal persons are having the disturbed MRI patterns. So they have proved it on paper how meditation help us to keep us calm, positive, or it increases our frustration tolerance level, which is the biggest key to keep ourselves positive, frustration tolerance level. So they have proved it by experiments कि meditation improves your frustration tolerance level and positive attitude toward situation. I am not saying positive thinking. Positive attitude towards situation. Though situation is 100% negative, we have to find out some or other things, or if not possible, we have to keep ourselves detached from the situation. What currently we are doing, we are keeping ourselves detached from corona pandemic. So here we have to learn this skill. I want to share you the projects which I am doing with students. beautiful mind. This whole project is based on the life skills given by World Health Organization for all over world. They are the three basic parameters, that is learning psychosocial skill, learning to learn, and learning to earn. Learning to learn is teaching them study skills, concentration on how to improve. See, here we have developed a curriculum right from first to 10th standard. Here, the basically the uh, good part of a project is key. I get a student for 10 years in my hand to teach him how to have a beautiful mind. And I know the child right from his age of 5 till 15. So I can modify, I can change my project. It is not an individual project, it is a group project, it's a classroom project. From school authority, we take a regular sessions in the class. It is based in timetable for each and every class. So learning to learn is academics, learning to earn is giving them exposure to career guidance and various types of career activities. So, learning psychosocial skills, we have this positive attitude towards self and other, interpersonal skills. Bullying come in that category of interpersonal teaching, while teaching them communication skill, how to talk. See, what has been observed that आजकल बच्चे बहुत आसानी से गाली देते हैं, उनको लगता ही नहीं है कि वो गाली है. But here we have to teach them कि friends के साथ बात करना, और professionally when you are in a classroom, how should you talk. Problem solving, decision making, how to deal with peer pressure and coping. All these activities are based on lateral thinking. That is the critical thinking or lateral thinking. Edward de Bono is the former a founder of this lateral thinking. You can find his things on the net. Edward de Bono has a very good problem solving and coping skills. He has a one good book, How to Teach Your Children to Think. And actually, all parents should learn this book, How to Teach Your Children to Think Rationally. Is a very good book. If anybody interested, you can read this book to how to take activities on all this parameter. I can share one activity of problem solving. Generally, we take it in a group. So we ask them uh, which is the thing which is worrying you more. We are taking the questions from group, and then we ask them how they trying to solve it. We can take a simple example कि अगर अभी कोई बच्चे फेल नहीं होते, बट जब भी हमने ये प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन किया था तभी बच्चे फेल होते थे, अभी चेंज हो गया है सिनेरियो. So we give them that type of a situation, and then we try to help them to form a better coping skills and rational skills. So why I'm showing this you slide, because this is the basic slide we required for emotional health of students, right from 5 years to 15, 21 years. You can choose any one from this, and you can arrange a group activity for classroom, or you can have ideal number for group activity is 20. But I know in college you have 100 to 150 students in a class, 100 students in a class. So taking group activity will be difficult, but I don't know. If you wish to, you can arrange a workshops for this activity, 3-day workshop for many IIT and professional institute work on developing all these things. CACS Institute work on this corporate culture and office management. But this, see, so you can start that type of workshop basis course for your children and for their better mental health. So basically, what we want to achieve, when life gives you 100 reasons to cry, show life that you have 1,000 reasons to smile. That is a positive attitude towards the thing, and how you can boost your see this confidence. This is the confidence of million. that confidence we should try to in emotional well-being. अगर हम confidence building भी बच्चों का कर सकते हैं कि ठीक है कुछ भी गलत हो जाए, I am ready to face the situation, or there is a support system who is going to help me. इतना confidence building भी अगर हो गया है ना, तो I will say emotional well-being half part is done with us. So again, here I end today's session. So today I will be ending after 5 minutes, and I want more question and answer. So it will be more effective and useful for you, because see, psychology and all these things are really very deep and very broad. I I tried my level best to make it in 3 hours or 6 hours, whatever we are spending. So you should get some idea how improve on emotional health of a student. So just I will do revision of these 3 days in 5 minutes, and then we will go for question and answers. Okay, so we have started with Kaliyu. So thinking is difficult. That is why most people judge. So then we see how psychology becomes science from philosophy, and how they are proving the psychological terms in laboratory settings. Then Carl Rogers, person-centered approach. We have this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, ABC, REBT. Then we have seen the mental disorders and substance abuse and all these things, and how the mental condition. Then we have gone through by biopsychosocial model. Then 9 signs of mental health issues, common mental health disorders. What are the different therapies? And generally, we are focusing on the cognitive behavioral therapy and group therapy in your settings. Hospital, residential, life therapy, mental health. See, in mental health first aid, you can have awareness camp for the students. That helps us a lot. Workshop pattern and awareness camp helps students a lot. So we have covered this many topic or introduction to this topics in last 3 days. So this is the my last. Good life is a process, not a state of being. That is called Rogers. I welcome questions, and then we will discuss the things. I'm just seeing my chat box if any questions are there. Prabhu madam, I have noticed that students who are presently HSC are questioning their goals. They are having a lot of time and overthinking. Uh, Prabhu madam, hello.
Yes, yes, ma'am, I'm here.
You are here. Now, see,
Hello?
I'm trying to.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying
Yes,
to
ma'am,
give
I'm
answer
here.
to your question. Okay.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
question is how to discuss with parents their set of goals. How to discuss with students their set of goals. If not, then how to teach them to realize their goal setting method. See, we can't have any goal setting method. Huh? Basically, a student should have some dream, what I want to achieve in my life. The first thing. Second thing is, for goal setting, you require three basic things. The first thing is dream of the student, passion of that student. Second thing is his intellectual and physical capacity to achieve, and parents' economic capacity to fulfill that dream. Because all courses are really having very. I'm talking about 12th standard, no? So I'm telling, all courses are having very high fee and charges. So I can't dream when there is no. That will lead to my frustration if my parents are not economically able to support me. So the first is they should have dream or passion. The second is intellectual, physical, and financial capacity. And the fourth is the third is students' readiness to do the thing. See, I always give example of Sachin Tendulkar. Many students are in a dream of doing career in sports, but all offbeat careers and all offbeat goals are very difficult to achieve. There are very few who are successful in doing offbeat careers. So for setting a goal, if student is going for any offbeat careers, matlab those careers who are not in academics. See,
Yes.
here is an example of Sushant Singh Rajput. He is having career goal of offbeat career, where the whole system is corrupt or shaky, with whatever you can say it, and it is the system who has making victimized of Sushant Singh or any persons. Now we know the Sushant Singh, so we are taking his name. But for goal setting and focus, no, other than if they are thinking of other than academics, then they have to be very particular. Plan A and plan B should be ready with them कि अगर ये नहीं चलता है तो what they have to do. And parents also is the first you have to see the financial requisite of that course. See, many students want to do course in fine arts. Fine art courses are really very much costlier, and the material they required is also very high. So cost is the basic thing currently to decide the goal. So here you can ask students what are the first we have to see the financial ability of the student. We can't tell the student कि ये करो वो करो ये गोल सेटिंग करना है, ऐसे नहीं होता है. दूसरी गोल सेटिंग की बात ये है ना, when you are doing super specialized course. So Patkar is having
Mm.
one course in aviation. So I was having one patient. One I will not say her patient. Was my client for career. She has done BSc aviation, and then she gone to US and some high course in aviation, and then she got job in Jet Airways as a pilot. She was very happy for 2 3 years. After that, she felt frustrated. Now her goal, her dream was fulfilled, everything was, but she was not happy because the negative side, or I will say, each and every career has its plus and minuses. So she was not
Mm.
ready
Mm.
to adjust with the minuses in that aviation field, and then she can't do any other because her qualifications are only in aviations. So, and the financial loan she has taken to go to do the course in US. No other field can support her. So, her goal setting and career leads to depression, though the goal is fulfilled. So here really difficult to decide for us वो student, those who are in 12th standard, there are always shifting goal. आज ये करना है, कल ये करना है, कल वो करना है. So I don't want, ये overthinking जो आपने लिखा है ना, having a lot of time and they overthinking, they are feeling confused. See, because they are not sure कि मुझे यही करना है. If they are sure कि मुझे यही करना है, then they don't spend time. They can watch the videos which are uh, useful for them in YouTube. Everything is available in Google and YouTube. See, they have n number of positive things to do. They can learn cooking. They can engage themselves to make themselves fit to stay. So here is the parent job is very important. You can discuss with the parents which living skills you want to improve with your students, and then come to goal setting. First, living skills. Hmm?
Agreed.
Hello.
Agreed. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
There are
Thank
no
you,
other.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. No other questions. It seems Anybody want to discuss any particular experience with your students? I have kept especially 20 minutes to discuss, or if you have any queries for it.
Yes, Sheetal ma'am. Sheetal ma'am, you
Yes,
can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
good.
Actually, we had a one student in our SY class where
Uh,
she used to be very aloof and alone always, and she used to be very scared. But academically, she was seems to be very good. But
hmm,
it's just an experience which we want to share.
yeah.
Uh, she discussed many problems of herself as she was victim of many different evil things in her life, and
Hmm,
she gave different answers, different discussion with different teachers. So when we teacher came across that yes, XYZ student is suffering problem, but when we encountered with each other, we got to know the different reasons behind that or different situations. So there are some of the cases where at that time there is a question that shall we rely on such things or how to proceed. In this case, we called her a mother and we
uh,
had discussed that she had some kind of issue, but
uh.
this is the kind of case which we had come across.
Okay. See, this is the case of attention seeking and
Yeah.
collective sympathy for ourselves. The concept which I have used, poor me. Huh? That
Okay.
student is always wearing the cap of poor me. हाँ मेरे साथ सब गलत हो सी आई एम एक्सेप्टिंग कि उसके साथ 10 चीजें गलत हो गई होंगी हाँ वी आर नॉट डिनाइंग द फैक्ट बट द सी she is sharing different stories with different teacher that is the sign where we
Yeah.
can say कि she is wearing cap of poor me होगी सिचुएशन बहुत खराब होगी आई एम नॉट डिसरिस्पेक्टिंग फॉर हर लाइफ बट she is wearing that cap of poor me and she tries to gain sympathy those who are listening to her very carefully huh?
Right.
So in that case as a teacher I will suggest you कि उसका स्टोरी सी वांट we say it ना कि रोने के लिए खंदा लगता है हर टाइम that type of
Right, ma'am.
attitude her time she is having some other shoulder and showing her
But then student seems to be academically good, but
uh,
then gradually she withdrawn those symptoms. But initially, it was a kind of situation for us.
so see it is a self see when देखो it depends on when there is no support at home घर में कोई सुनता नहीं है ना if her friends also get bored of her story कि हमेशा तेरा यही story चलता है तो friends get bored so वो हर time she is finding a new shoulder to explain her story or to cry on to or rely on so to help her, first we have to work on her self-esteem. Why her poor me concept has where from where it has generated. So first we
Okay,
have to
ma'am.
boost her confidence to deal with negative situation. Though see there are a number of victims situation, acid attack victims are there who are having very high self-esteem and they are surviving it with acid
Right,
attack
ma'am.
and they are living their life. I am giving you the extreme example, but see there are people who are accepting their negativity in their life and try to uh, live life with whatever the things are possible with them. So for this student, the first thing is required is she should put down that poor me cap from her head. Then only you are in a position to build her confidence. Otherwise, it
Right.
is difficult for you to give her confidence कि she can fight with the situation. This is the flight response. Run away. See, whenever you should observe this कि बच्चे बहुत stories जब ये बनाते हैं ना और हर
Right,
टाइम
ma'am.
स्टोरी का वर्जन अलग होता है सो समझो दे आर गिविंग फ्लाइट रिस्पॉन्स टू द सिचुएशन भाग जा रहे हैं सिचुएशन से they are not ready to face the situation so we have to encourage them to face with the situation So for this student, I will suggest you, first we will try, you have to try कि वो poor me का cap रख के she start कि इस situation में optimum possible क्या हो सकता है to fight with the situation, optimum possible. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि हर टाइम मैं बच्चों को बोलती हूँ कि झांसी की रानी बनना जरूरी नहीं है। हाँ, कहाँ झांसी की रानी बनना है, कहाँ पीछे जाना है, वो जो जजमेंट है, वो जजमेंट हमें उसको डेवलप करना है। सो यू कैन वर्क, फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि पुअर मी कैप उतारने के लिए हेल्प करो उसको, एंड देन हाउ टू
Right,
टैकल
ma'am.
सिचुएशन।
Thank you so much, ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम। It is like a class when we ask students to give answers, nobody is ready to interact. It seems like that my presentations where information were not very useful or it was too good. So what feedback I should take from this session? At least write your feedbacks on comment section, because it is really difficult with this virtual medium when there is a no real audience. I'm always used to work with real audience, so interactions with real audience is always easy rather than we are talking with on this virtual medium. So if you don't have a query, I will appreciate your feedback on comment box.
Ma'am, there is Pooja, ma'am. Pooja, ma'am, you can
Okay.
unmute yourself.
Yeah. There was a student who always came close to female faculties, tries to discussing his personal life with teacher at certain point. We felt awkward to talk to him. Afterward, he started getting furious of petty things in such a situation. What we should do? Uh, Pooja ma'am, are you there?
Yes,
Pooja
ma'am,
ma'am?
I'm there. Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. See, here our detachment is required. Huh? The first and foremost thing, though you are a teacher, you are as a motherly figure to student, but you should keep always some distance with students, because you are working with a very age which is a very dangerous age. 18 to 21 is a very dangerous stage. Adolescent age is a very dangerous age. So in your personality, in your in general talk, you should have some detachment and distance from all student. I am not saying it is for a male student or a female student. That is the, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, when you are too good with the students, they take disadvantage of the situation. What I can read from your question is कि you teacher being very nice with the students, very nice, huh? Nice is the thing, but very nice or very good or very friendly, so he is misbehaving in some or other way. So here practical approach, disciplinary action, he should get that message that this is not allowed in college campus. You have to be very practical and strict in some situation. वहाँ पे इमोशनल हेल्थ वगैरह कुछ नहीं आता है. सी दैट इज द सेफ्टी for you and safety of other female students in the class is also our priority. Safety of teacher is also our priority. So in that, in safety reason, there is no sympathy or no emotional well-being, nothing to it. There you have to have a very certain rules dealing with students. ये नहीं चलने वाला है. That is the very strict message as a teacher you have to give to students. ऐसे होते हैं बच्चे. दिस इज द वेरी नॉर्मल सिचुएशन व्हाट यू हैव. कि another thing is sharing your phone number with students. Nowadays that is a very biggest headache for teachers. Many a time there is a very misappropriate use of this numbers. So you have a certain rules. आप दो नंबर रख सकते हैं जिसमें जो स्टूडेंट्स को दिया है वो नंबर को आप कॉलेज आवर्स के बाद बंद कर सकते हैं. Whatever the things you can invent to protect yourself or safety for yourself. So in your case, I will suggest you to be very practical and disciplinary things. He should get the message that these things are not allowed in this campus. ठीक है, पूजा मैम?
Yes, ma'am, I understood. We also did the same thing. It was last to last year. We found one student like that. He tried coming close and he started discussing his personal life. Although
हाँ.
he was a foreign student, and whatever you said, we practiced the same thing. But somehow later on, when we were ignoring him, we were not listening to him, and like we told all other girls also from our class to be careful from him. He started becoming furious, and he was becoming weird at some instance. And the way he was in the class and all, it was, I was feeling bad for that particular person, but still I thought I should discuss this. Is there anything wherein we should also do other than just keeping
See,
away from him?
नहीं नहीं, see here while talking you shared one thing. He is a foreign student. From which country he has come? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. He was an Afghani.
Afghani. See, now here we have to understand the socio-cultural difference. In Afghanistan, he may not be seeing any female other than his family member. Huh? See, in India, we are having co-education. We are having very normal life. Huh? So our students are exposed to how to deal with our co-educate students who are female and male. They are very free. They are not very curious or something type. But if he is from Afghanistan, then high chance so many females without that burqa or whatever they called it as protective uh, measure in the females. So it is the first cultural shock he may be having. And see, socio-cultural difference in India and Pakistan, Afghanistan can lead to this type of situation for us. It's very common and natural. That is why I'm asking you the country, how socio-cultural differences help them. The students who come from only girls' school, students who come from only boys' school have very weird attitude at college level when they are in a co-education. But students who are right from childhood are in co-educations are very balanced and they are taking it as a normal. But his cultural, socio-culture, he just want to talk with the female other counterpart. That can be the only reason. And again, getting sympathy from other counterpart, that can be his motive. I don't know, but that can be the reason for it. uh, so you can't help him. He has to accept कि ये situation में, ये culture में ये नहीं चलता है. That he has to accept. We can't do much. We can give him only awareness कि ये यहाँ पे नहीं चलना है. This is the boundary. जिसके आगे you can't do anything. That is the only thing we can make it. ठीक है, पूजा मैम?
Yes, ma'am. Totally agree. This is the same way what we did.
Okay, good. So you don't
Thank you, ma'am.
require my lessons. You are going on a right directions.
Yeah, but I was somehow feeling bad for him. That's why I asked this question, ma'am. Otherwise, we in our college, my coordinator and principal ma'am also said the same thing. Like there was a cultural shock, and that's why he was behaving like that. I thought there was maybe some other reason wherein we could understand like why they behave like that. That's why I asked, ma'am. Thank you
नहीं,
so much for your answer.
that socio-cultural environment is the basic thing. यूएस, जब इंडिया के बच्चे यूएस में जाते हैं ना, तो बहुत सारे बच्चे वियर्ड इन अ वेरी बैड मैनर. हमें जो स्टोरीज पता चलती है, those who are successful, but I know many students who get in drugs because too much of freedom. अब फैमिली से एकदम बड़े हो गए ना, छूट गए. हाँ, so many student gets in drugs, many student get in all type of relationship. I will not say wrong, but they entered in all weird things. Huh? जैसे वो स्टूडेंट को अफगानिस्तान से इंडिया में आने में शौक हो गया, द सेम every when there is a vast difference in culture and social environment, people behave in a weird manner. So we have to accept and we try to help them. That is the only thing we can do. We can't do much things. Thank you, Pooja ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Uh, I hope I have forwarded some reading material. I hope you got that reading material. It is the not very in detail. It is just the revision of what I have shared you in PPT. So I hope you got that mail.
Yes, ma'am. We have forwarded it to the faculty.
I'm just telling participants to go through the reading material. See, if you have any queries afterward when you start working on this project, uh, uh, I will, if possible, any queries. See, because today was the theory sessions. When you actually think of something starting from your student or for your group, your faculty, then you may then you may face many difficulties. So in that case also you can revert back to me so we can plan something good for your students. So I'm open for, I'm always want to work with students. That is my passion. So I'm working with school children because I want to prevent them from ending up in all these things. So student is my passion. So I'm ready to work with Patkar. So you decide how to go for it. Rima ma'am, I think there are no questions, so we can conclude the session.
Okay, ma'am.
It's 6:18.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, ma'am, thank you for an interactive session. Before concluding, I would like to express sincere gratitude and appreciation on behalf of the college, on behalf of principal, CEO, and all the participants. It was really a very interesting and interactive session on mental health and illness. Thank you for explaining us how it is important at times to have a systematic approach rather than reactive approach while dealing with mental health crisis. Like ma'am said, it is important to have active listening skills without judgment, and also positive psychology can help to enhance the well-being of students who is going through negative feelings and lack of self-confidence. Just like ma'am mentioned, Carl Rogers, he says that the good life is a process and not a state of being. And in this 3 day session, we have also learned that mental health is not a destination but a process, not just for students but also for ourselves, because even we go through a lot of negative emotions and there is a lot of negativity online, social media, WhatsApp groups, everywhere. So, thank you, ma'am, again for an interactive session on mental health awareness. Dear participants, tomorrow's session will be on value and ethics, and the resource person is Miss Swati Takkar, BMS coordinator. Thank you, everyone. Have a very great evening. Thank you, Medha ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.